Move from the AT. It's day 74, and I'm at mile 568. And as you can tell, sitting in my hammock under my tarp, and I'm all buttoned up. Got my doors closed on both sides because it's raining outside. I did about 10 or 12 miles today. The last mile and a half, I was pretty much running downhill to get here, so I could set up my tarp before this rain started. So, success. So I'm all set for dinner. Get everything laid out. I got some Mountain House, crackers and cheese. I still got some snacks left over. Got this trail mix and a Snickers bar. So it's still kind of early, so I'm probably gonna eat my snacks and then have dinner a little bit later. So we're under a severe thunderstorm warning, so this is kind of interesting. I'm not on the ridge, I'm just a bit off the ridge, so I think I'll be okay. It's just the winds blowing the wind around that I'm concerned about, but it's definitely interesting. So I'm usually doing winter camping, and lightning and thunder is something I usually don't have to deal with. But I deal with wind all the time, so I don't know if you can hear that, but I got a lot of that tonight. Or I will have a lot of that tonight. So one good thing about the warmer weather is see if I can show you this. I have my filter back. So that's my Renovo filter, and I use that in the morning and at night and lunchtime when I have time. So today I knew it was going to start storming around 3:30 to 4, so I took a real quick lunch and I just used my drops. Because it takes about 20 minutes to get a liter through that filter. But the water is much cleaner and tastes a lot better. So, it's kind of nice. I got about, it's like 5 o'clock now or so, and I got 2.5 hours before it gets dark, or before the sun sets, another half hour after that. So this would be a nice relaxing day. This is actually day 3 of this long stretch to Bland, Virginia from Maryland. And I was gonna do, it's 60 miles, 60 plus miles. I was gonna do it in 6 days. I have 6 days of food. And I've been doing about 12, I don't know, about 11 to 12 miles a day or so. So I'm in a position where I have the option of doing it in 5 days. So that's what I might do. We'll see how the weather is. Tomorrow, this storm should blow through. It's not supposed to rain until after, or it's going to stop after midnight. So the next couple of days will be rain-free. Yesterday, I walked about half the day in the rain. The rest of the day was kind of overcast and drizzly, so I didn't do a video yesterday. It was a pretty tough day. Today, woke up, the sun came up, and it was warm. Everything, of course, was covered in dew. The inside of my tarp here was actually wet from condensation, but there was no wind last night. It was perfectly quiet, but the humidity was very high. So we had a little fog this morning, and lots of wet stuff. I stayed dry in here, and it wasn't enough condensation where it would drip on me, but it's very humid. But as soon as the sun came out and warmed up, it was a great day. I felt really good walking today. And I had some great pictures. Check out my my blog. I came up the ridge to here. So this is Garden Mountain, and I have a really nice picture of a sinkhole. So this sinkhole is about, I think I saw it as 8 miles by 24 miles. And it's like a huge hole in the ground, like a crater. But it's all grassy farmlands out there for that in the bottom of that whole crater. So the AT comes up to the edge of that rim of that crater and then goes around about 8 miles or so. So I'm about a mile into that walk along the rim and then down a little bit off the rim just to get away from this thunderstorm. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this in 5 days, hopefully. We'll check the weather tomorrow, see how it is. And then I have an extra day of food. That's my 6th day of food. I will take I'll go into town and get my mail drop. Thank you, Yobo. And spend the night, take a shower, do my laundry, that sort of thing, my once a week thing. And then I'm gonna use that extra day of food I have here to be to use as my Nero day. There it comes. So there's a shelter about two miles off the road from Bland where I'm going, and I will get my my rest at the shelter in the woods, using that 6th day of food that I was going to use on my 6th day of hiking. But so I have that. So that'll save me some money because the motel in Bland is pretty expensive. And as long as it's not like this or rainy, I prefer to take my rest day in the woods. So we'll see how that goes. So there's a lot of lightning in the area, and I'm glad I am in my hammock under this tarp right now. It's getting good and loud tonight. So it won't go all night. It's probably going to go till about midnight. There's one little storm coming past me now. It comes in, you know how thunderstorms are in the summertime, and it's not even springtime yet, so we'll get through it. What I did was I lowered this down as low as I could to the ground, because that's where the wind's coming from, and then I raised my hammock as high as I could to keep the wind from blowing and getting the bottom part of my hammock wet. So there's a lot of options I have with this kind of tarp. Alright, well, I'm just gonna sit back and read a little bit and have some snacks and then get dinner and go to bed. Same old. Except for the lightning and it's thunder. Bye, Bo. Bogo shipayo.